has Ocotillo fencing. So cool.
Young man, there's $4 back to you. And these booklets here are going to serve as your tour guide. It's a list from the archives of everyone who's buried, their cause of death, the year they were buried, and any other detail that you can find.
Thank you.
Okay,
We do just need the one.
Okay, that's fine, sure. Okay, so if you go by the book, row 1 starts at the very bottom of this hill over here in this far corner.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Thank
If
you.
Any questions, please feel free to holler.
Thank you.
You bet.
Come all you young rounders, and a story I'll tell of the promise of heaven and the warning of hell. But take heed where you ramble, or too soon you will go way up on the hillside where the new flowers grow. Well, he met in the springtime, the sun sinking low, 2 star-crossed lovers in the still melting snow, where the loving was easy and the courting was brief. Well, they called her a beauty, they called him a thief. In the quiet of the evening, they'd steal away, where the laughter would flow and the fiddle would play. Well, the folks called it wrong, but hell, it seemed alright in the sun-painted picture, and the day turned to night. Come up on the hillside, we'll have a time. If you'll bring the kisses, honey, I'll bring the wine. Keep your heart guarded, or too soon it'll fall. When one walks back home, honey, only one knows it all. Well, she walked up the hillside alone one day, and the heart is a hunter, always knows of its prey. And her father's old pistol hanging loose by her side. When she aimed once, she never shot twice. Well, the air was so still, and the sky was so blue. Before she could see them, the laughter she knew, she heard 2 shots ring out down in the town. There was 3 on the hillside, but only one headed down. I was just a baby, walked up the hillside, saw 2 mounds of clay. I'll always remember, and I'll never go back up the hillside.
If I've learned one new thing about Arizona during this, my 3rd time living in the state, is that ghost hunting, touring, visiting, following is very popular. A customer enters and the staff asks if he has seen any ghosts. He reports no. They say the only one reported in the cemetery was in the women's restroom, and it was a Native American. A staff member states that if he goes to the birdcage, a famous Tombstone landmark, you might find some. The customer states they had their SLSL and didn't see much when they were in the birdcage. Research shows that's a ghost tracking app. Stick with me now. No video on Tombstone's Boothill is complete without a trip to Schiffelin's monument. And you know, I did a special little trip to Johnny Ringo's grave out in the Chiricahua Mountains. Thank you to a viewer. Schieffelin stated in his will that he wanted to be buried in his prospector's garb with his canteen and pick by his side near the site of his first camp. The grave marker was to be a simple stone cairn that prospectors used to mark claims. Not so simple, but this is what he got. Coming back from Schieffelin's monument, we experienced a bit of a traffic jam in Tombstone. It happens in the city. Johnny Ringo was suspected by the Earps of the ambush of Virgil Earp that crippled him for life and the murder of Morgan Earp while Morgan Earp was shooting pool in Tombstone Saloon. Just days before Ringo died, he was reported to have been truly drunk. He wandered off toward the Chiricahua Mountains, as people do apparently without a car, lost his horse, and was found with a gunshot to his temple, no boots, strips of cloth on his feet. His horse was found miles away with the boots tied to it. There is some doubt amongst people whether he committed suicide or not, and it's always going to be a mystery. However, he was buried near where he lay, and that is now on private property. The owners do allow people to visit.